Wholeness, beautiful beings. Welcome to Notes of Nara. My name is Naja Rashida, and may this message find you well and whole. Today's topic, one of the last for this month of August 2025. The heart space, reciprocity, giving and receiving, giving, taking, right? Balance, most important. So today's topic, we have how the beautiful dance of receiving and giving love frees you. It is powerful to be able to love freely, right? And not just, it feels great to give. It really does. And even before then, it's most important to recognize the type of love that you have. How do you operate? How do you function when you are in that loving space? That recognizing the love in another person, you make that connection. How it's most important to identify how you love. It's taken me 36 years, but I now know, after doing a lot of inner work with myself, how I love. And the thing that I'm wrestling with right now is self-worth and value. You are valuable. You are worthy. And whatever you are giving the other, that must be respected. It must be respected. And what's most important is, if it's not respected, what you're offering, if your offering is not respected, then you must set stronger boundaries for yourself. I'm not telling you to completely disconnect from the connection, but be sure that you are connected to you, to the self first. Because when you're giving from a disconnected space, a lot of fear begins to pour in. You begin to play the what if game. Your unhealed trauma and wounds become, they start bubbling. Those skeletons start bubbling up from the earth, and it's uncomfortable. You must be connected to you before giving. You must be connected to you before you are able to receive. Many people like to control, okay? And control is a form of fear when it comes to love. I'm only going to give this much of myself because I don't want to lose the person, right? I don't want to lose, but I don't want to lose them either. So if I only give a certain percentage of myself to the other, then all will be well and all will be okay. And it's like this weird stasis where things should be expanding and moving and growing. It just becomes very stagnant. The thing is about love is, the more we believe we have control, the further away we get from love, the further we get from being able to give from an authentic place, the further we get from being able to receive from, an authentic place. Because now you're playing the game of control to keep that fortress intact, right? To keep that program of self-preservation intact. And then you begin to lose out because love is so present. And when we play this weird control game of how much we're going to let someone in, how much we're going to let out, love is like, I don't operate in that I don't operate there. I'm most present. I'm not in the future or in the past. I'm all here. I'm everywhere all at once, all the time. And with controlling individuals with their hearts, there's so much fear, and it's quite heartbreaking. I mean, it is sad. It's a very sad thing to try to love from a controlled, self-regulated space. That's not love. That's not love. That's fragmented fear. And so with reciprocity, whatever, for those of us that overgive a lot, it's very easy to slide into the psychological game of, I'm going to match their energy. I just killed that program off this summer, actually. It doesn't work. It actually feeds the toxicity of a controlling individual. You have to be able to recognize this pattern in yourself. Don't match the energy. Be your most authentic self fearlessly, because then that sends out like a SOS to the universe, to other versions of yourself, other versions of your reality that are more in alignment, saying, I deserve better. I deserve the best. I deserve to receive the same love that I give. Don't water down your love. If it's too much for someone else, it's probably not the right connection. If it's too little, right? If it's too little, you gotta sit with that too. And I'm gonna get into that now, for those that undergive, because there's overgiving and then there's undergiving. And overgiving is, yes, it's more controlling. Oh, well, before I go deeper with that, overgiving also is a form of control as well. When you are overgiving, you're trying to control a certain outcome of where you believe the relationship should be, where you believe the connection should go. When you're overgiving all the time, right? You're answering every single text, you're answering every single phone call, you're showing up constantly, you're always making sure that they know that you're there and available and accessible at any time, any place, anywhere, no matter what. You're controlling the connection. You're not allowing it to breathe. You're not allowing it to rest. You're not allowing things and emotions to marinate, to sit with the self. So now let's get into those who undergive. And undergiving, yes, it is very controlling. It is it's very obvious behavior. Overgiving, not so much, because it looks like you love them so much, but really you're just as afraid as the undergiver is. You're afraid that they're not going to, if you retract just a little bit, and they're going to stop loving you. They're just going to drop off. But for undergivers, it's blatantly obvious to you. It's blatantly obvious to everybody. Overgiving, not so much. Undergiving, very obvious. And it comes this need to the undergiving is more, especially if there's real love. If there's real, deeply felt love and someone is undergiving, because it's one thing if they're just not that into you, okay? They're just not that interested in anything you got going on. That's a whole nother thing. Like, they're just not interested in you, you should let them go. But when there's a genuine, real connection and there's an undergiving, that's not a you problem, okay? It's a them problem. It's a them issue that they have to figure out and have to heal. That's deep, deep, deep fear of rejection, of abandonment, and the very thing that I feel like undergivers or controlling people go through is that all the while they're running away from, like, the very thing they're running away from, the very love that they're running away from is the very thing they crave the most. The very thing they crave the most, and they're too afraid to receive it. You have to have a lot of patience in love. When it comes to being expansive in your love, great patience is needed. Great patience is needed. For overgivers and undergivers, I think, if anything, patience, and here's the thing, where undergivers and overgivers, it's a lose-lose situation, right? It's a lose-lose situation because you have the runner and the chaser, right? You have someone running away from all the love, even though it's a genuine loving connection. And you have someone chasing after them, like, where are you going? And it's, I want my freedom. I want my independence. If I let myself open and expand, I'm gonna lose everything. I'm gonna lose my identity. I'm gonna lose my sovereignty, my autonomy, my independence. I'm gonna lose every single thing that I can muster, that I've built, all because I let myself love. And then the biggest fear is that I do all of that and then you leave me, right? You end the relationship, you end the connection. It's real. These are real human issues when it comes to bonds and connecting with other human beings. And it's all so like, it's the illusion. The illusions that we create are for the blockages that we create for ourselves, which are illusions. So, yeah, what do we do? To love from a balanced space is that you love yourself, you love you, but it's so beautiful when you meet someone that, and before I jump into my next note, when I say that it's a lose-lose situation between the overgiver and the undergiver, it's also a lose-lose across the board. When you have an overgiver with another overgiver and it's not coming from a healthy, balanced space, an expansive space in love, it becomes it's codependent. Two codependents together, they don't have a sense of self. They're not grounded. If one passes away or breaks up their relationship, the other completely falls apart. It's unhealthy. On the other side of the spectrum, you have undergiver. Nothing goes anywhere. It dies. The connection completely fades. And it's so very heartbreaking when you have, a runner chaser, when you have overgiver, undergiver, because both are craving something that the other one's running towards, right? Like with the overgiver is running after something that he or she should recognize that they already have within themselves. There's no need to chase. And then the undergiver is literally running away from something that they really need. Like it's good for them to experience, but the fear, false evidence appearing real. So yeah, that's one I wanted to share with you all. And ending on a positive note, the beautiful dance of receiving and giving in love is what makes love so beautiful. It's what makes love, it's what makes the heart so, how do I say this? It's when you have hearts connecting in such a way, and you really meet hearts that mirror each other in a balanced way. It's beauty. It's pure beauty. And so I will leave you with that. Thank you so much for being here in the month of August. I look forward to our next topic in September, which starts next week. So I'll be making content for that. And I'm very excited on the next topic, because we're going to deal with some quantum physics a bit. I am not a super nerd. But I'm very much into the metaphysics and time warping and time looping and timelines. And so I really want to get into that next month with you all. Thank you so much. Remember to expand your consciousness, evolve your human being, and embrace supreme love and guidance. Thank you. Bye.